I don't know why the camera is maybe it's the light. I did wipe the area where the lens is. I don't know why it's still giving that bit of a glare. Nevertheless, uh, I'm not. I started off scratching my head to this one, and you might be scratching your head after this is done about what you want to hear. Now I know I come with different tones. That's because of the mood I'll be in. Sometimes I could be listening to a character or a song or just watching a movie where uh, I just happened to take on, the what I was being entertained with. You know what I'm saying? So sort of like a many words I can use anyway. That's neither here or there for what I'm just quickly gonna bring, right? So it's like this. Oh yeah. Before I go on, just want to put this out there that I know some people may be worried about what they're seeing as far as the flesh and the condition of the hair and the dress code and whatever, and the even what may be seen uh, upon the face, yada yada yada. But I tell you something: as much as the physical and the spiritual is inseparable to one another, being that we live in here on earth, they both is they are to be accounted for. But it seems that people never really uh, want to hone in or deal with the fact that we have so many, or maybe not so many, but I see it in regards of it being many, and this is having to deal with not just when people talk about mental health issues, that's a very broad spectrum. Okay, you can put mental health down on a piece of paper, and you can cluster many things from it. What contributes to it? What in the good ways and the bad ways, and what can we do to resolve and to all kinds of things you can get because everything is up to mind. So we need to get with master teachers of our ethnicity to break things down. Now I want y'all to. I'm telling y'all. I mean, this thing is so convoluted. I try to come direct, and what, what's what tends to happen is that because of the way that we have been conditioned to be so competitive with one another rather than to you know hear something from somebody when you know they're going through something in which you may have gone through a particular stage, your journey in which we're all still on and we're questing, you know and it's like, when you know that someone is going through something, you don't take, you know maybe hard for you to concede, but you get little adherence without critical thinking. And after difficulty comes ease, which means that with experience and knowledge that you have, when you hear certain things, it's just going to click where you don't even have to think too long, where you just know what it is. And now we start to do the math. So we should not be ashamed of that which we don't know. If you got somebody trying to come down on you or ridicule you or humiliate you using satire and whatnot just because of the things that you don't know, well, then that's just a competition right there within itself. Now, it could be quite rude because there's a lot of heckling going on out there, nonverbal innuendos being, used to try to beat someone down. At the end of the day, I think no matter how we look at it, we can look at it as a competition rather than be so, I guess, uh, combative or violent about it, and to actually possibly premeditate to hurt someone. Because I know there's a lot of things that we're all frustrated with. Some things, some people feel like it can't be undone. Where I find that to be impossible. Because you know why? We always like to talk about the Lord could do this, God could do this, God could do that. But then we want to talk about nothing can be undone. You mean to tell me the person that did something wrong onto you or gave you something or that you can't step to that person and be like, yo, fix this now today. If you need to roll with your fam, you need to roll with a group of people, be like, yo, listen, You gonna do this now, or it's gonna be on. Especially if it's life threatening. Do you hear me? And this is why it's important to know law. Get with one another, build. We know how to get together and go to parties. This is primarily to my black people. Spread the word, man. Let my sister call me and tell me something. Let my brother call me and tell me something. I got to make a way over there to be on their side. You hear me?
Carrying firearms through the TSA screening checkpoint of an airport is prohibited by
So
federal
what's up?
law and regulations, and to check carry-on baggage for firearms before
There's many
entering the
ways we can
screening
go about
checkpoint.
doing these things. I'm telling y'all. It ain't gonna be no easy fix. That's understood. We know that. Duh. It's 2025, and for all this black talk, like I said on many other videos in which I've shared, even on my Instagram through the quotes and my quotation app that I use, and I write things down, and y'all see my little name down there, Leo Isaiah Bridges, X, Y, and Z. I get no commentary, no nothing, because why? Either people don't want to deal with it, because they got tired. That's what that opposite force do. Even the book said it. They will weigh out the faith and the patience, and they just want to get to their money making. Well, I got something to say about that, right? It's 2025, and this is really for my New Yorkers, right? Since I'm here, I grew up in the city of New York. I want you to hear me out on this. We can't get a little. We can't get Brownsville. Not that we can't. We can, but we haven't gotten Brownsville regulated under our rule and order as black people. Anywhere where we heavily reside, Bed-Stuy, Fort Greene, Cypress Hill. Oh, there's a large population, a percentage of African Americans living in the boroughs of Brooklyn. I mean, New York City in itself. Now, these boroughs in which I can go ahead and name, in which I know you know too, if you don't, for those who are tuning in, go ahead and look it up. Smaller than a mustard seed on the whole map of America. And we can't get that. Mind you, we have city council members of African descent holding their position for these boroughs. In addition to what took place some years ago with the inception of some African Americans being put into positions of power in the Supreme Court. And there's many things that we still can't regulate collectively and individually because yes, we're all going through something. But that's the baffling part about it is that we're all going through it, but yet, what is it? What is this resistance, hindrance, as to where the opposition continue to bear power and have their dominion, and we're still praying out of these books? I think it's time for just to stop the praying, get to some real action. And I believe in doing so, we have to know the physical and the spiritual. Spiritual leaders, elders will have to lead it, spearhead it. Because we don't got Brownsville under control, South Jamaica, Queens not under control, Cypress Hill, East New York not under control. And when I say under control and being regulated, I'm talking about where you see it becoming more prosperous. I'm talking about the value of the people, not the storefront, not your project building, not your apartment, not those material things on the outside. With all respect, dude, no. Who we are as people. Look at them young ones and how they act out there. What their IQ is like. We need to start doing some numbers and proper surveys and, ask the kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? Hit them out. How many of them want to be an astrophysicist, chemist, civil engineers to take on the places of Lewis Latimer, George Washington Carver, to take, you know what I mean? It's something else. Where are the family members of these great engineers of African descent? Anybody know? I mean, why everything got to be so goddamn secretive? You know what's funny is that everything got to be so secretive or seemingly secretive that what's out in the public is so prevalent. Y'all don't see, y'all not seeing this shit, huh? Where's it? Where's the Lewis? Where's the ladder man? Matter of fact, we gotta start doing some. This is why I see it's man, loyalty and trust is a brilliant thing to establish and to have, and I think this is what should be the foundations of biological families and immediate families, bloodline, tribes. That's how you know so much happened because you can't even really trust people. Or this is a notion that we have and what we may feel as to why we're so disunited. Trust me. Trust me. But to have that, trust me, a lot of answers and a lot of things will start to change in righteousness and for the greatness of where we're going. Because it don't make no sense to me. I don't know, the holders of these last names. That's why it's good to have a genealogy chart and that kind of knowledge, family tree and roots. Where are they? Who are the owners of these last names? John, St. John, Johnson, Blair, Green. You know what I'm saying? This is what we need to know. Not to conspire about anything, but I'm just saying, like, I got this look on my face because I'll be like, yo, so like the math ain't always math in here. That's why I got that look. I can try, and I'm gonna continue to try, as well as do, all in measure, to reconnect. But I've tried and I already tried just giving the word in to some of my immediate family members or peers and whatnot, and it didn't really work out. And I was like, wow, if I come with just some words and a thought or whatnot, and this is the reaction, and I'm like, well, if it's like that, well then, and this is supposed to be with the ground, starting, starting at the ground level. And that's what it is. And I guess I can look at it in an optimistic way, in which I, I ought to, as I do my best to try to accentuate the positive. But it's so hard, it's tough for all of us, for a lot of people, in fact, because of that unseen hand that continue to play in the affairs of our lives. Which is why we're always told to meditate and have faith, because evidently there's a prevalence of a force out here that's very strong, and it's is hindering our greatness. and making some real forward, real moves forward. Yeah. So, well, I'm at 15 minutes. Let me continue. Biting my lip there. See what happens. Anyhow, so you know, it, there may have been some supernatural things that have took place with some of y'all, and y'all got scared. This is exactly why it's important to have faith and to be direct and to ask questions because I'm learning more and more how this thing works. And I know if I'm knowing what I'm knowing, I know there are others out there who know what's up too. Yeah, so to go back, to go back, to digress here, to get back to the fact of the matter of, we don't got parts of Brooklyn under our control and we don't even regulate it. We got, leaders that supposed to be holding the regions down and the districts of African descent, but yet take a look what's going on out there. The cleanliness of the buses, the public transportation, and what takes place at these places, at the train stations and the supermarkets, and you know, where are the effective community centers and in the recreation centers? Where are those things? We need to do some surveying, man. And yeah, how many people is going, to these parties still here and there? And I know money got to be made, and that's a form of, but come on, man. Like, y'all need to really hear the brother out, man, and just not just hear me out, but let's listen to nature. Let's listen to God more than anything else. One person may be doing better than the other, no doubt, but there's a lot of things that's gonna have to be undone because we have been conditioned due to concepts, due to uh, quotes that we heard and we live by, in which anything could be, things could be interchangeable, things can be, uh, altered. A lot of sayings that we follow and whatever. And I'm like, man, look, it's 2025, and it just baffles me that we lost so much. And it's like we have been depending on a government that really, well, I would have to say an outside of government because we all have governments within our houses and communities, et cetera, et cetera. But we've been counting on the U.S. government, and it seems that I guess some of us, rather many of us, have been kind of left out because for whatever reasons. Uh, Maybe there was apparently there were some, we didn't know what proper steps to take. We glorified the music and the movies, and we went with that. Uh, there may have been some people out there who wanted to start some projects, and they didn't get no community support. They got a lot of pushback by whomever. I'm sure there are many things that we can account for and what contributes to our degradation and degeneration in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it makes no sense that we whew. Oh man, I'll tell you what though. Before I close here, I uh, I came across some, and I said, as I've said before, I know that the Creator doesn't make no mistakes, and I give the benefit of the doubt that as I learn more about spirituality, and they are curses and nothing spooky. It's like you get your punishment, you get your judgment based on your acts. And this is every day, right? It's daily, it's monthly, it's weekly, and I'm like, even if it's going against the word in which some brothers like to say due to the book of Deuteronomy. In the book of Deuteronomy, we've been cursed for x amount of years and yada yada yada. Well, that time has been up for quite some time, and it seems like, as I've said before, it's like no proper contingency plan was at play to really bring about a new world where you start to see those the chosen really rise up in righteousness and become very pristine. Okay, both in and out, inside and outside, spiritual, physical, right? So it's like this. I'll give the benefit of the doubt that maybe being that we're all of the seeds of our Father, and we all have a job to repent and atone to break generational curses, which is very true. There are some things that my folks have done in which I guess the calling will come upon each child. As the book says, time and chance happeneth to them all. If you get my drift, we haven't seen an immaculate conception in how long? How many of our babies of African descent are born as a product of love rather than just lust? Were they planned?
May I have your attention, please? For your safety and security, please do not leave
You get
baggage
me?
unattended. Unattended baggage will be removed immediately and turned over to
So yeah,
security.
I got some work to do, just as we all do. So this is why I feel how I feel when I see, all this wickedness taking place out here with homosexuality and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? In addition to people being like men being predatory upon women and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on, man? Can't we see what's going on? A lot of brothers don't even want to be honest about what they're dealing with and what's going on out here. Why? Because they're afraid to lose their funding, or they may be afraid of what may happen to them, being ostracized and humiliated. They may be scandaled and whatnot, just like what take place with some of the artists out there in Hollywood or those in the entertainment field. When I already said in a video a long time ago, I've said it more than once, where you see when things like that happen and we don't have each other's backs, well then what are we really doing? What are we doing all this for then? Even though, let's say, a brother or sister will get caught doing something or allegedly uh, put out there for allegedly doing this and allegedly, where it's not even, it may not be true. It's allegedly. We need to learn to listen to words carefully. In addition to a lot of games being played out here, if it's alleged, then why they got to be guilty until proven innocent. Anyway, yo, it's a lot of jealousy, envy. Yeah, it's out here, man. It is out here. But there's also love out here. But so many things has been misconstrued because I'm sorry. Uh, it seems that seemingly, which is quite evident,
Carrying firearms
that
through a
we're not
TSA
making,
screening checkpoint of an
we're
airport
not
is
gaining
prohibited
much
by federal law.
as
Unpaid missions
African
and to
Americans
check
as we
carrying
ought
of
to be
manufactured firearms before entering
because
the screening checkpoint.
we lack faith we don't have the kind of unity established. Um, I want y'all to know something. This is not just a matter of knowing having the right words to say at the time and all the time and trying to sound intelligent and because innately we have so much within us, but it seems that there are mind games being played where our characters are being uh, brutalized and demonized, and even some of the things that are in our culture, heritage, are being weaponized and used against us. Trust me, there's a lot of clever things being done out here as to why we're so degraded still. Even for those people who, with all respect, do have found their way of being successful and now having, you know, uh, nice houses and cars and, you know, like necessities, the food, shelter, and clothing, you know. Yeah, no doubt. And that's another thing too, because so many people have been through so much that it's like, well, damn, when that real truth come now, it's like, now I gotta do this, and they're like, yo, I'm not doing that. Like I'm tired, man. Like I did so much to get here. That's another reason why. That has been, yo, time. I tell you, trust me when I tell you. Trust me when I tell you that we've settled. We've settled because of what we have been under, which was a cruel. What can I call it, man? It's like a agenda, propaganda. We were held under wicked rulers. Well, I mean, really, 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 really. And believe me, what's going to wash all that away is when we stand up, man. Talk the truth, man. I'm ready, man. I'm ready, man. It's hard to get a lot of people to rock with me because, like I said, they don't want to lose their jobs and their cars. And I'm saying to myself, like, yo, don't forget what I just said, that a lot of us been through so much that when we finally get something, it's like, well, yo, I'm not giving this up. Nah, I got this. I can help. I might give a little, 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 little. Nah, trust me when I tell you, man. And I know it's rough. I know it's rough. Consider them. Think on some serious things, and I guarantee you make the changes. Because when you do, and you get with the right people, it's gonna be so beautiful all in time, in due time. Trust me. There's no doubt about it. Um, you know, they got their jobs, and it's like, look, man, it is what it is, and blah blah blah. Finish. So, as like what I put on my Instagram when I said it, one of my posts, I was saying that the rulers, something like the people who prosper the most in such filthy conditions may just be the perpetrators of it. Meaning that take a look at your environment, right, and start doing some numbers on things and start drawing things up, and you say, well, if these people are prevailing and they're waxing fat in such an environment, well, they become the perpetrators and contributors in measure. Got to put things into proper context, right?
And I think essentially, please, this is
Be
the Electric
circumstantial,
One, so
thorough,
protocol for all passengers on
factual.
Ethiopian Airlines.
Yeah,
Flight 513 to Abidjan, all
you write it
passengers,
down,
please
and
proceed
then
to gate number 2 for evening
without being
boarding.
biased and partial,
Standby stand-up protocol for all
and
passengers climbing into the
you'll
aircraft.
see what's what. But what happened is, I don't think people understand how systematic that this thing is. That it's very difficult to I would have to say uh, thoroughly navigate and come about that real irrefutable truth. This is why meditation is important in addition to time, because with time, all things is revealed. For the ends thereof always justify the means thereof. And I truly understand what the brother Farrakhan was saying when he said that, you know, this thing is so tied in, like the wicked ways and whatnot. Ways of the devil is so tied into everything in the world that people wouldn't even know how to properly discern.
Once again, this is the last and final boarding call for all
Trust me.
passengers on Ethiopian Airlines Flight 513 to
It's
Amman.
funny,
All
because
passengers,
as I've
please
said, I
stay
prayed on
clear of
certain
the
things and it
seats
hasn't
being
happened
boarded.
yet. For little things. One was to meet the owners of my last name. Haven't seen that yet. And many other things. And I'm like, yo. Anyway, look, man. Um, yeah, this no doubt is going to require much more work and faith of the people. Um, I have the faith, but if I have no nobody with me, I have no supporters, I have no cooperation, well then futility will inevitably set in, and everything that I put my hand on will become null and void.
Once again, this is the last and final boarding call for all passengers on Ethiopian Airlines
So
Flight 513 to Abidjan. All passengers, please
I'm
feel
gonna
safe
keep
to get
moving
off the
forward,
street for
and
immediate boarding.
I look for people to be honest with me, to be blunt, to be forward, frank, and because I'm not looking to be. I'm not someone who is quick to be ignorant or irrational or violently disagreeable, but yet I still don't hear nothing. I'm like, yo, what the hell is going on? So much more I could touch on, man, but not everything got to be put on camera, and everything happens within due time. Okay, so I'll be here for as long as God give me breath. Whoever want to chop it up, let's build. Invite me out, coming through, whatever. What's that? Ah, yeah. And also, as I close now, I know that when some things are spoken, sound travels, and someone and something is always listening, and I don't mind that because I know where I stand. So, in due time, we'll see. But yeah, lastly, man, just think about it, brothers and sisters. We got all this black power, but we can't have it regulated within the cities, towns that we live in. We haven't fully regulated that little area, but we want to be kings and queens and have these titles when that really entails so much. Now we have a lot to aspire to. I don't want to put nobody down, but it's humbling to say as much as it should be to hear, because we put all these words and whatnot on our clothes, and we wear it on our hats and put stickers on our cars, this, that, and the third, and it seems that we've been done in so bad throughout the years that we haven't really made much progress moving forward. So yeah, stay tuned. There's so much more to come, not just from me, but from those who got the spirit. And it's getting to a point, which is already actually is here. Stick with your own. I don't think y'all know what that means. I tell you, I am not, you know, happy that I have received what I received. I didn't ask for what I have and for what I know. But it's a calling, and I know I got to shape up and get things in order. But I'm also working on myself as far as being more temperamental, because there are times where it's like, yo, I can feel it raising up in me, that as if I can foresee that, being that, somebody go through so much and they study and they research, and then when they come with that irrefutable truth that they're being debunked, they're being, disrespected, and because people don't know how to properly converse, and even their etiquette is coming off offensively. You know what I mean? And it disturbs the spirit. It brews. It starts to get things brewing in the spirit of each individual, and of that nature, if you know what I mean. So, but it could also be, it can possibly be ego. Like I said, there's much to figure out and learn. But brothers and sisters, we gotta have this faith, and we gotta really establish a new profound love in one another. And in doing so, first we gotta have it with self. So I get it. Trust me. But I'll tell you, man, sticking together, is very important. Trust me. Trust me. All this interracial thing going on, it's not about having hate for any other ethnicity, but I'm telling y'all, in order for this thing to really come about, this wonderful world that we're really looking for, in which the chosen truly rise up, it has to be with basically doing for your bloodline, the seed of your father. Trust me. Trust me. When I say doing for the for the seed line of your father, your bloodline, your tribe, that means so much. It makes you who you are. You cannot go against that. If you do, you asking for a beatdown from the forefathers, ancestors, all that. You're asking for a beatdown. You're asking for a whipping. Trust me. And there's so much to go on that too, just within itself. Oh my goodness, man. Oh, there's so much to cover. Yeah, I gotta get this thing together because I've already tolerated so much. I ain't even go that hard yet, and I can only imagine that when I go hard, how things may come. And it's like, yo, because the brothers and sisters don't know of any ethnic group, they may even know, but still wanna, do what they do. It's like, you gotta know how. I gotta I'll be calculating things now. That boom, 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 boom. I tell you, I tell you. Well, you heard it here. There's more to come. It's not just about money making. Trust me, man. So, and I still, it is what it is, yo. Peace. Good night. Good day. One love. Ashe.